Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. US President Donald Trump says Washington has held productive talks with Iran and has ordered a temporary pause on planned military strikes. According to Reuters, Trump has instructed the military to postpone any attacks on Iranian power plants and energy infrastructure for 5 days. The decision follows Iranian threats to target Israel's power network and facilities supplying US. The Israeli military says it is carrying out strikes in Iran's capital, Tehran. The development comes shortly after the US President Donald Trump announced a pause on American strikes against Iranian energy infrastructure following talks with Tehran. The latest Israeli action highlights continued escalation on the ground despite ongoing diplomatic efforts. Oil prices have plunged sharply after US President Donald Trump announced a delay in military strikes on Iran's energy infrastructure. Brent crude dropped by around 15% to nearly $96 a barrel, while US West Texas Intermediate fell over 13% to about $85. The decline reflects easing fears of immediate disruption to global oil supplies following the decision to pause strikes. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says there is no evidence that Iran is targeting mainland Britain. Speaking to reporters, Starmer said ongoing security assessments show no indication of a direct threat to the UK. He also stressed that efforts to reopen the Strait of Hormuz must be carefully planned, adding that his top priority remains protecting British interests and de-escalating tensions. French President Emmanuel Macron has reaffirmed France's support for Saudi Arabia and condemned recent Iranian attacks on the kingdom. During a phone call with Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, Macron expressed solidarity and backed Saudi measures to safeguard its sovereignty and security. The statement comes amid rising tensions across the region following ongoing military escalations. European Union Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas has held talks with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi amid escalating tensions in the Middle East. EU officials say Kallas also spoke with counterparts in Turkey, Qatar, and South Korea to address the conflict, attacks on energy infrastructure, and the urgent need to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. The calls are part of ongoing diplomatic efforts, with warnings that threats to critical infrastructure could impact millions across the region and beyond. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer is set to chair an emergency meeting on the economic impact of the Iran war. Finance Minister Rachel Reeves and Bank of England Governor Andrew Bailey are expected to attend as concerns grow over market instability. Investors are bracing for turbulence after Iran warned it could target energy and water infrastructure in Gulf countries if US strikes escalate further. Cuba says it is prepared for any potential US attack as tensions rise amid an ongoing oil blockade. Deputy Foreign Minister Carlos Fernandez de Cosio said Havana is ready for all scenarios, responding to recent remarks by US President Donald Trump. The comments come as both countries remain in talks, even as the blockade pushes Cuba deeper into an economic crisis. Iran's representative to the UN Maritime Agency has said that the Strait of Hormuz remains open to all shipping except vessels linked to Iran's enemies, after US President Donald Trump threatened to target Iranian power plants if the waterway was no fully open within 48 hours. Ali Musavi said Tehran was ready to cooperate with the International Maritime Organization to improve maritime safety and protect seafarers in the Gulf, adding that ships not linked to Iran's enemies could pass the strait by coordinating security and safety arrangements with Tehran. 2 pilots have been killed after an Air Canada Express regional jet collided with a ground fire truck while landing at New York's LaGuardia Airport. US media report that dozens of passengers were injured in the incident, which forced the closure of the airport. The CRJ-900 aircraft, carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew members from Montreal, was operated by regional partner Jazz Aviation. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.